Do you recall who specifically at the White House rejected Sidney Blumenthal?
No, I do not.
Documents show he was your most prolific emailer on Libya and Benghazi. And my question to you is, did the president, the same White House that said you can't handle him, can't hire him, did he know? Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
Secretary Clinton said her lawyers read every one of the emails and were overly inclusive. Did her lawyers read the email content individually?
No.
Well, in the interest of time, and because I have a plane to catch tomorrow afternoon, I'm not going to go through any more of the false statement.
After very careful consideration, I've decided to follow my counsel's advice and not testify or answer any of the questions today.
She just testified. She just waived her Fifth Amendment right to privilege. You don't get to tell your side of the story and then not be subjected to cross-examination. That's not the way it works. She waived her right to Fifth Amendment privilege by issuing an opening statement. She ought to stand here and answer our questions.
So those are some of the moments that made Trey Gowdy a household name. I asked him what goes through his mind when he looks at those Gowdy grillings in the famous Rayburn hearing room.
What really goes through my mind when I watch it is, who is that person? Because I am never like that outside of either a courtroom or a congressional hearing room. I'm just never like that. I'd rather make you laugh than make you uncomfortable. So my wife says it best when they send her clips. She just says, who is that person?
So who is that person?
It's a job. It's what I think needs to be done. And if you prepare, and I love to prepare, it's really hard to quiz somebody for 5 minutes. It's much easier to quiz them for 5 hours, but 5 minutes, you have to prepare, and you have to kind of anticipate where the witness is going and where you want the witness to wind up. It reminds me a lot of what I used to do for a living. In a courtroom, I had no idea what the witness was going to say before they testified. It's a cold cross. At least here, I can Google prior statements, I can read their statement, I get to listen to them while other people quiz. It's a lot easier in Congress than it was in the courtroom, but 5 minutes is a really small amount of time to elucidate the truth, so you better make really effective use of that time. But Koskinen and I had a really interesting exchange once. And he walked up to me afterwards and he was smiling and he said, if I ever need a lawyer, I'm probably going to come hire you. People don't see that off camera, that it's not personal. It's not, never had a crossword with Eric Holder out of a committee room. Never. So it's, I guess, just kind of view it as my job. It's what I'm supposed to do.
What do you say to those who look at, the Lois Lerners or the John Koskinens or Hillary Clinton, if they, feel that she did something wrong with regard to her emails, and they say, we watch this, but we never see any real ramifications. I had an email this morning from a viewer who said, ask him, how do people get away with the things that they get away with in his mind?
The dominant question I get every Saturday morning at Publix is, why don't these people go to jail? And I just politely have to tell them no one in the legislative branch can put anyone in jail for anything. You could admit to a crime in this hearing room, and there's nothing as a member of the legislative branch I can do about it. That was my old job. The executive branch gets to charge and prosecute and gain a conviction.
But they're not following through on that then, according to people who are disturbed by what they see.
And in the past, we could always say, well, you got to talk to the Obama Justice Department. We can't say that anymore because it's the Sessions Justice Department. So that frustration, whether it's the Clinton Foundation or Fast and Furious or the IRS targeting scandal, that's all on Republican administration's watch right now. The frustration that your viewers feel and the folks that I see back home, we build up expectations that we can never actualize. We should tell people that we're having a hearing to shed light. We're not going to have a hearing to put anybody in jail because I don't have the power to do it. But we don't. We let the expectations get so high, we never meet them, and that leads to frustration and anger. And I would argue creates an environment where you will get an outsider to become president.